Am I the asshole? For telling my younger siblings I'm not their dad, and they need to stop acting like I'm their parent? My parents had me at 19, and I was an only child for 6 years. Then they had 3 kids back to back, who are now 16, 15, and 14. My parents were never the most attentive parents, but did a better job with my younger siblings than they did with me. But at some point, while my siblings were still really young, they started to come to me like I was an adult instead of mom, or dad. Mom and dad let it happen. They were still there, but my siblings would ask me to make them food, or they'd ask me for money. I had none back then, or they'd want me to help with homework, or they'd come to me if they struggled to do their chores. It got annoying very quickly, and I asked my parents to step in, so I wasn't always saying no or having a sibling throw a tantrum, because I wasn't acting more like an adult in the house who was there to do stuff for them. My parents were there for the basics, and if my siblings didn't come to me, they'd deal with stuff, but otherwise they seemed glad to not have to deal with all the parenting. They still weren't as good with me as my siblings either. It was things like prioritizing supporting my siblings instead of me, or making a big effort for their birthdays but not mine. Christmas was another time. It was super obvious because my siblings got gifts they wanted, and I got needed stuff like hygiene products and socks and underwear. I brought it up to my parents when I was 15, and they used the excuse that they had me at 19, so they just didn't know how to connect with me the same, and didn't have the means to provide for me like they did my siblings. When I learned how to drive and started working, my siblings relying on me got worse. They wanted me to drive them places, give them money, they wanted me to take them to school and pick them up. They would expect me to buy birthday gifts for their friends and take them shopping for that stuff. My youngest sibling even asked me to be a parent chaperone on field trip when I was only 16. It was suffocating, and my siblings could not be spoken to about it. They just wanted me to be the dad. They even called me dad sometimes. I was desperate to get out, and COVID almost fucked it up, but I was lucky my girlfriend's family let me move in with them. Once I left, I tried to better enforce my boundaries and create a distance, but they still wanted me there, and they'd cry down the phone about me leaving and not being there for stuff. Now that my siblings are teens, I tried to talk to them about it again, but my sister said I had to do these things because I'm supposed to. I asked her why I was supposed to, and she said because you're basically our dad. My brothers agreed. I admit it pissed me off, and I told them in a firm and angry tone that I am not their dad, and they need to stop acting like I'm their parent, because I'm their sibling. The oldest, sure, but I'm not their parent, and I'm not responsible for them. They said I was an ass, and I should like taking care of them. Am I the asshole? Yeah. No. They were 19 when they didn't know any better way to raise you. What is their excuse now? Stand up for yourself, and call out your parents for basically forcing a parent role on you. Your siblings are not completely innocent, but they are not the assholes either. Your parents are. You will need to sit them down and explain clearly why your family dynamics are not okay, and why you can't meet their needs like they want you to. But my sister said I had to do these things because I'm supposed to. I asked her why I was supposed to, and she said because you're basically our dad. Ask your sister if she would like to be mom to her younger brothers, giving them money and driving them around and having no time for herself. Not the asshole. Your siblings need therapy. You might need some too. For yourself, and for finding a constructive way to communicate with them. Moving out was a good call. Take care of yourself, and consider how you want to move forward at your own pace. NTA. They are not your kids or your problem. Your parents need to deal with their kids. Not the asshole. I'm sorry you were parentified so heavily. That's a really sucky move by your parents. You might have to consider rocking them, or temporarily blocking them to get some peace, and make them realize that you're done pandering to their ever-whimper. Not the asshole. Great, they were 19. So why at 16 are you expected to be a better parent to their kids? No, not the asshole at all. Stop responding to anything your siblings ask until they are ready to treat you like a sibling. If they want to call you an ass, good. You're an ass, so they should stop talking to you if you're that bad. They can start asking their adult roommate C for things. Not the asshole. Your parents are T.A. They had you, young sure, but that shouldn't stop them from loving you like a son and stepping up to your younger siblings so they wouldn't over-depend on you. Not the asshole for setting your boundaries and keeping them. Not the asshole. What's wrong with your siblings? Seeing you as a dad and demanding the behavior of a parent is crazy and worrying. Keep your distance. They are old enough to know better. Tell them that the 16-year-old is older when you had to take care of them. Now it's their turn to take over and care for the younger two. You have officially passed the baton to them. LMAO WTF, 6 years. Isn't even a big gap. Your siblings are a little weird on this one. Not the asshole. Your parents are. And even your siblings are at this point to yield. They're plenty old enough to understand that this isn't your responsibility. Not the asshole. But ask your sister why she isn't taking care of her younger siblings like she wants you to with her. Tell her she's the oldest out of them, and if she agrees it's the oldest responsibility, then she should step up for her younger siblings. Almost seems something is lacking in their upbringing as well. Why they gravitate more towards you than your parents? Or they're just little turds. I guess if you don't have the emotional capacity to fulfill the role your siblings see you as, then don't. If you're forced into a role by proxy, you may end up resenting them more than you already do. They are teenagers. If they are coming to you and asking you to be a parent, then your actual parents are probably doing even less than you think they are. Your parents are the assholes. You have no obligation to help your siblings, but they're going to have needs whether you fill the role or not. Not the asshole, not your monkey, not your zoo. Not the asshole, distance. Lots of distance. Your parents didn't do a better job with your siblings. If they had, your siblings wouldn't be looking to you as a parent figure. You're only 6 years older. My sister is 12 years older than me, and I wasn't this bad at their age. And our parents were super negligent. Not the asshole. But you should like taking care of them as 100 your parents talking. You're well out of it. Tell the 16-year-old, it's her job to be parent now, and good luck with that.